What if your life is a simulation, not a game you play with a headset on, but a living, breathing code written by your own choices, your own focus, your own vibration? Sounds crazy, right? And yet, look at your day. You wake up, and before your feet even touch the ground, you reach for your phone. News, messages, notifications, instant noise. And without noticing, you've already allowed someone else's program to run inside your mind. A headline tells you the world is falling apart. A post reminds you of what you don't have. A random comment makes you question yourself. And just like that, you're not living your life anymore. You're living the script someone else handed you. But let's pause for a second. How much of your reality is truly yours? And how much is borrowed code? Downloaded beliefs, secondhand fears, borrowed dreams that never belonged to you in the first place? Think about it. Most of the time you're not choosing, you're reacting. Reacting to the noise, reacting to the past, reacting to expectations, reacting to everything except your own conscious command. So tell me, doesn't that sound like a simulation? A set of preloaded programs running on autopilot? Until you dare to notice. Here's the irony. We love to talk about freedom, but how free are you if you spend your morning complaining about traffic, about work, about money, about the people who annoy you? Each complaint is not just a thought, it's code. Each repetition is not just habit, it's programming. And then you wonder why nothing changes, why life feels like a loop, why you wake up tomorrow, and the same story plays all over again. Maybe the problem isn't the universe. Maybe the problem is the coder. Maybe it's you. Don't get offended. This isn't judgment. This is liberation. Because if it's you, then you have the power to rewrite it. Look at the patterns in your life. Do they look random to you? Or do they look like lines of code? Repeating, looping, creating the same outcomes again and again? You fall into the same kind of relationships. The same financial struggles. The same doubts that circle back every time you try to change. That's not random. That's programming. And where did it come from? Parents, teachers, culture, the voices around you. Everyone dropped their own little lines of code into your system. You're not good enough. Life is hard. Money is scarce. Don't trust anyone. And because you never stopped to question it, the code kept running. Invisible, automatic, shaping your reality while you thought it was just life. But it's not just life. It's simulation. And you are the architect. Let me ask you this. How many times have you caught yourself spiraling in negativity, convinced that everything goes wrong for me, and then, surprise, more things go wrong? Coincidence? Or code responding to your input? Quantum physics calls it the observer effect. Particles don't even settle into existence until someone observes them. Attention collapses the wave into reality. So what are you collapsing with your attention? Chaos? Scarcity? Fear? If every thought, every focus, every emotional broadcast is writing code into the simulation, then aren't you programming your own prison? But here's the gift hidden in the discomfort. If you program the prison, you can also program the escape. Let's go deeper. Imagine two people waking up in the same messy world. The first one drags through the morning, scrolling, sighing, repeating the script of yesterday. His code is full of complaints, resentment, and victimhood. By the time he lays down at night, his day is nothing but recycled loops of the past. The second one wakes up the same morning in the same chaos, but before touching the phone, she breathes. She whispers one thought of gratitude. I am alive. I am present. I choose this moment. That single choice writes new code. That vibration sends a different signal into the simulation, and suddenly the screen begins to shift. Not because reality changed, but because the programmer did. You see, silence is not emptiness. Gratitude is not naivety. Focus is not denial. They're all forms of coding. They're the tools the architects of reality have always used. Mystics prayed, sages meditated, visionaries imagined. They weren't escaping life, they were programming it. And now the question comes back to you. What are you programming? Every complaint is a line of code. Every fear is a command. Every doubt is a virus, and the simulation obeys every time. So tell me, friend, do you like the code you've been writing? Think about it. When was the last time you actually stopped to question the code running in your life? Not just surface thoughts like I should exercise more or I should save money. I mean the deep hidden commands. The ones buried so far down you don't even realize they're running. Like, I'm not lovable. I'll never have enough. It's too late for me. These programs, they don't shout. They whisper. They repeat. They embed themselves until you forget they were never your truth. And here's the worst part. Once the code is written, reality bends to prove it right. The simulation is obedient. It doesn't care if the belief is empowering or destructive. It just runs the line. So if you believe life is struggle, life will serve you endless struggle. If you believe people always betray, the simulation will deliver betrayals like clockwork. If you believe money is evil, it will find ways to avoid you. Do you see the trap? You live inside the reality you've been coding unconsciously. Then you point to the evidence around you and say, see? That's just how it is. But it's not how it is. It's how you coded it. And yet, here's the wild, liberating truth. The simulation is not fixed. It's elastic. It bends to vibration. It responds to awareness. It listens to focus, which means at any moment, you can rewrite. This is where people get scared. Because rewriting means responsibility. It means you can't keep blaming the economy, the government, your parents, your partner, or the news. It means the pen is in your hand. And the question is, will you write? Now let's stir the pot a little deeper. What if what we call life is not the base reality at all, but just one layer of simulation among infinite others? Physicists call it the simulation hypothesis. Philosophers have debated it for centuries. Spiritual mystics? They've always known. The Hindus called it Maya, illusion. Plato called it the cave, shadows on a wall. Today we call it the Matrix. Different names, same truth. What you see is not all there is. The question isn't whether it's real. The question is whether you realize you are both player and programmer inside it. Look at the digital world we've created. Virtual reality, artificial intelligence, algorithms that decide what you see, what you buy, what you believe. We laugh and call it technology. But what if we're only mimicking a larger truth? What if we are just smaller simulations inside the greater one? And if that's true, then the way you live each day matters even more. Because your thoughts, your emotions, your focus, they're not random sparks. They are inputs. They ripple into the code. They shape what loads next. Every complaint is a virus in the program. Every moment of gratitude is a line of divine code that upgrades the whole system. Every time you choose fear, you reinforce the prison. Every time you choose awareness, you unlock the door. So let's bring it home. You say you want freedom. You say you want abundance. You say you want love. But what are you coding? Do your daily thoughts reflect freedom or chains? Do your words reflect abundance or scarcity? Do your choices reflect love or fear? The simulation doesn't respond to your wishes. It responds to your frequency. Always. So here's the uncomfortable but empowering truth. If you don't like what you're living, change the code. Stop feeding yourself the headlines designed to keep you afraid. Stop rehearsing the pain of yesterday like it's the only story you know. Stop giving your energy away to every distraction, every critic, every empty noise. You are the architect. You always were. And if you don't choose the simulation, someone else will choose it for you. So, let me ask you, when you wake up tomorrow, will you open your eyes and press play on the same tired program? Or will you pause, breathe, and remember that your life is not random, it is coded, and you are the one holding the keyboard. So here's the question that most people avoid. If life is a simulation, then who wrote the code? Who's the architect behind the curtain? Some say it's God, others say it's chance. Some imagine advanced civilizations, others whisper about divine mathematics, sacred geometry, the quantum field. Maybe it doesn't matter which label you choose. What matters is this: the simulation is alive, and it responds to you. Think about your mind as a lens. Whatever you focus on gets magnified. Focus on fear, and suddenly the whole world looks threatening. Focus on love, and suddenly strangers seem kinder. Coincidences line up. Beauty appears where you least expect it. But here's the tricky part. The simulation doesn't just mirror what you want. It mirrors what you are. It mirrors what you truly vibrate. So you can say affirmations all day. I am rich, I am loved, I am free. But if your underlying frequency is fear, lack, doubt, the code will always obey that hidden command. This is why so many people get frustrated with manifestation. They decorate the surface, while the hidden program keeps running in the background. And you know what? The system isn't cruel. It's consistent. It keeps showing you the evidence of your vibration until you finally notice and choose to rewrite. Now let's play with the Matrix metaphor for a moment. Remember that scene where Neo is offered the red pill and the blue pill? That moment wasn't about escaping the system. It was about awareness. It was about choosing to see the code instead of pretending. The illusion was all there is. And you face that same choice every single day. The blue pill is your autopilot, scrolling endlessly, complaining about the same problems, letting headlines program your fear, numbing yourself with distractions. The red pill? It's stopping. It's asking, why am I giving my power away? It's remembering, if this is a simulation, then I can choose my role in it. And here's the kicker. You don't take the red pill once, you take it every morning, every hour, every moment you decide to stop running the old code and write a new one. Let's get even more uncomfortable. If your life is a simulation, then your suffering is not random either. It is feedback. Pain is the system's way of saying, wrong code, misaligned frequency. This path will not take you where you want to go. But what do most of us do? We resist. We deny. We replay the pain instead of decoding its message. What if instead you listened? What if every heartbreak was not proof that you're broken, but a line of code revealing what needs to be rewritten? What if every failure was not the end, but the simulation showing you, not this door? Try another. The system is not against you. It is responding to you, always. And when you stop fighting it, when you start listening, you realize you're not a victim in this story. You're the main coder. You always were. Let's touch the science for a second. Because even physicists, without meaning to, hint at the divine. They tell us reality is not solid, that atoms are mostly empty space, that particles exist as waves of probability until observed, which means the very act of awareness changes the outcome. Doesn't that sound like code? Doesn't that sound like a system waiting for input? And here's the mind-bending part. If observation creates reality, then what is observing you? Is there a greater consciousness watching this simulation unfold? Is your life part of a larger program, a fractal nested inside infinity? Mystics call it source, scientists call it the field. You might call it God, but whatever the name, it means you're never separate. You are code within code, a dream within a dream, and yet, you still hold the keyboard of your own layer. Let's bring it closer, like two friends talking late at night. Have you noticed how when you dwell on a problem, it grows heavier? But the moment you shift focus, maybe to gratitude, maybe to love, maybe just to breathing, something subtle changes. The problem didn't vanish, but your vibration shifted, and suddenly doors appear that you couldn't see before. That's not magic. That's the simulation updating in real time. Which brings us here. If tomorrow is just another simulation, why would you keep running yesterday's code? Why replay the same arguments, the same fears, the same limitations? Why not write something new? Not because it's easy, not because it's instant, but because you can. You have always been the one. And here's my invitation. Not a challenge, not homework, just a whisper between us. Tonight, before you sleep, notice the code you've been running. Ask yourself, did I write this willingly? Or did I inherit it? If it's yours, keep it. If it's borrowed, question it. If it's poison, delete it. And tomorrow, start coding on purpose. So let me end this not as a teacher, not as a preacher, but as a friend. A voice sitting right here with you. Listen, I don't know what brought you here. Maybe it was curiosity. Maybe it was a whisper in your chest. Maybe it was life itself nudging you toward this message. But I do know this. If you've listened this far, it's not by accident. It means you are ready to hear it. You are not broken. You are not powerless. You are not stuck in a prison with no key. The simulation may feel heavy, but you are the one who codes the gravity. The loops may feel endless, but you are the one who can break them. The story may feel written, but the pen is still in your hand. Do you realize how extraordinary that is? Every morning is not just a routine. It is a reset, a new chance to write, a blank screen waiting for your command. So tomorrow, when you open your eyes, remember this. The simulation is listening. It doesn't respond to what you say you want. It responds to what you choose to vibrate. Choose awareness. Choose love. Choose focus. Choose yourself. Because when you do, the whole code begins to shift. And yes, it will feel uncomfortable at first. Your old programs will fight. They'll scream, "This is who you are. Don't change. Stay small." But you'll know better. You'll know it's just the ghost of old code, begging to keep running. And you'll smile, because you'll see through it. Because you'll remember this truth. You are not the code. You are the coder. So let me leave you with this question. If your life is a simulation, what story will you program tomorrow? Will it be another replay of fear and doubt? Or will it be the beginning of a reality so alive, so intentional, so breathtaking, that you can't help but wonder why you ever settled for less? The choice is yours. It always was. It always will be. And maybe, just maybe, that was the real secret all along. Not that life is a simulation, but that you were always the architect,